And I beseech you, forget not to inform yourself, as diligently as may be, in things that belong to gardening.
Hello, I'm Carl Stenson, president of Sheridan Nurseries. Things that belong to gardening are our passion each and every day at Sheridan Nurseries. We design beautiful gardens, grow exceptional plants, and provide our guests with unique home and patio decor. In celebrating our 100th anniversary, we'd like to invite you to look into our incredible past to see how a small plot of land in Sheridan, Ontario has grown into the incredible resource for designers and gardeners in Canada, the United States, and overseas.
It really began with three key people: the husband and wife team of Howard and Laurie Dunington-Grubb, and the addition of my own grandfather, Herman Stenson. Laurie Dunnington knew that she wanted to be a landscape architect early on, but in order to do so, she would have to create her own training course. After a rather unorthodox education in both garden design and architectural technique, she became the very first female landscape architect in England, and later the first in Canada, earning her immense respect and admiration. At the same time, Howard Grubb was making his own mark while working for one of the foremost landscape designers in England, Thomas Mawson. A fateful meeting in London would bring Howard and Laurie together, and eventually bring the ideals and the beauty of English gardens to the largely untamed wilds of Canada in 1911. Both were influential within the art community in Toronto. Howard was a member of the Society of Arts and Letters, along with members of the Group of Seven, while Laurie worked to further the role of women in the arts through her extensive involvement in the Rose Society of Ontario. They enjoyed collaborating with other artists, and this had a positive impact on their own work. However, as some of the first landscape architects in Canada, they would soon learn that if they were to bring their visions to life, they would need to import or grow their own plants. Since the beauty they wanted to create would require an array of plants not available in North America, they bought a small farm outside of the city for the purpose of cultivating the plants they desired. With a small advertisement in England, they attracted the attention of my grandfather, Herman Stenson, an accomplished horticulturist who was working at Kew Gardens but also had tended to the gardens of the Count of Knudeborg in Denmark. He was hired to start and manage Sheridan Nurseries. This would prove to be beneficial to the Dunington-Grubb enterprise and eventually all of North America.
From a small plot of 100 acres, much of it clay, my grandfather nurtured and grew the first plants for the nursery.
Ingenuity and perseverance were required to survive the shortages of plants and customers during the Great Depression and World War II. They did survive and eventually thrive. The Stenson family would grow to become Sheridan Nurseries, with all of Herman's children involved in running the business at some point, and with some of us from the third generation now heading up the enterprise. Together, Howard and Laurie, and later my uncle J.V. Stenson and the Sheridan nurserymen produced many impressive designs. Howard Grubb knew how to lead you into the landscape scene by the terraces, pathways, and avenues, the spaces and vistas, the whole structure of the landscape picture. He created the structure, while Laurie provided the content. Having been influenced in England by Gertrude Jekyll, Laurie, the 19th century flower lady, brought her own unique ideas to bear by adding the richness, variety, texture, and color throughout each project. Together, they designed some of the best-loved spaces in our area, including Gage Park in Hamilton, the McMaster University Park entrance, Oaks Garden Theatre in Niagara Falls, University Avenue in Toronto, and many well-known estates in Ontario, including the famous Parkwood in Oshawa.
The ideals they believed in still lead us to this day. We offer the best of everything for all your gardening needs. As leaders in horticulture, the awards and the recognition were part of Sheridan Nurseries from the very beginning and have grown to include 9 award-winning garden centers throughout the Greater Toronto Area.
The development of many unique plants, including the Mountbatten juniper, the ivory silk tree lilac, the Glenlevin linden, and our famous green gem, green velvet, and green mountain boxwood. We have over 1,000 acres of growing farms in Georgetown, Ontario, 800 varieties of woody plants, 700 varieties of perennials, and over 5 million plants in various stages of growth at any one time. And we've shipped plants all over the world, including 100,000 trees to European and Japanese nurseries. With hundreds of industry and business awards, with many from Landscape Ontario, some of our most recent honors include being named one of Canada's 50 best managed private companies for 3 consecutive years, the Halton Hills Green Award for Environmental Preservation, the 2012 Canadian Grower of the Year and International Grower of the Year, and the 2013 Canadian Grower of the Year and Canadian Garden Centre of the Year. In looking at our history, we've been surrounded by people who love plants, nature, and beauty, and that has enabled us to become what we are today. We've been influenced by the different cultures we've been fortunate to work with, including large populations of Scandinavian, Japanese, Dutch, Portuguese, Jamaican, and Mexican. In the past 100 years, there have been literally thousands of people behind the success of Sheridan Nurseries and the contributions the company has been able to make to the landscape of Canada, North America, and the world.
Congratulations to Sheridan for the 100 years, and I'd personally like to thank Carl, Bill, and Valerie for being the head of the company, leading the company, and making us leaders.
I'm certainly very proud to be part of this celebration, and I think all the Stenson family with my deepest heart, and hopefully we'll do another 100 years.
As we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Sheridan Nurseries, we reflect with pride at everything we've accomplished and contributed to the rich fabric of the world's landscape. And we extend a heartfelt thank you to every person that has had a part in making our company the largest horticultural company in Canada today.